What's up, guys? We are live for a weekly Grinder live session. We're going to be showing you guys tricks for meeting that big black guy down the street that you've always had a crush on. We're going to show you how to entice him. But yeah, cool. All right, we're gonna have Lloyd from TheSingleGuy joining us pretty soon, and Scotty, I think, from the Scotty GLL and from PWF technically will also join us. So it should be a fun discussion. We're not gonna go for too long today. We're gonna go for like an hour. So get your questions in now. Don't dilly daddle. But yeah, so what you're in Europe right now? How's the boot camps and all that going?
It's so I go back from Europe. I'm in Fiji at the moment, and then I get back to Sydney in a few days. But no, Europe was sick, man. It was a lot of fun. We did boot camps in Budapest, so it was a nice break from Poland, to be honest. And yeah, it was really cool, man. It was a lot of fun.
Do you prefer Budapest to Poland?
For coaching, yes. For personal game, probably not. So like in Poland, the girls are just like way hotter. But Budapest is nice because you get a good mix of girls, because sometimes she just don't want like an Eastern European girl. And for coaching, the nightclubs are quiet. Like there's not much music. Have you been to Budapest before?
Yeah, but I was 6 feet, so I didn't really party much.
Oh, okay, yeah, fucking a while back. So yeah, the clubs are like massive, or like a bar's massive, and the music's not loud. So like coaching, it's really nice because we mic up our students. We can hear them really easily. You can chat to them without having to scream. Their game, like there's plenty of volume. So, and we also went to like a festival while we were there. So there was like 500,000 people at the festival. So volume was easy. So yeah, it was just overall coaching was fucking incredible in Budapest. I don't know if I'll go back to.
Wait, I think I actually did go there this cycle. Where did you and I meet? Well, we met. I know we met in Poland, but where did we all go afterwards? What was that city that everyone traveled to? Sopot Summit? Yeah, Budapest, right?
It was probably Budapest. I don't think I went. I think Alex and Swift went. But yeah, I think.
Lindbergh was there. Yeah. And Pierre was there too. I remember meeting him.
Yeah, fuck Pierre. All right, old school back in the day.
Yeah. So I have been. Yeah, I did go back to Budapest. Yeah. What were my impressions? It's a beautiful city. It's like gorgeous. I thought day game there was really good. I found night game again. This was me at like 2017 or is. But I found it a bit challenging. I pulled twice during my 5 days there, but I know David pulled a few times too. He was having, I think, better success than me. But yeah, the girls are probably going to be hottest in Poland. If you like that kind of Eastern European. Yeah, Polish girls are just like incredibly hot. I don't know. There was like this one kid in my middle school and high school who was from Poland, like the only person, and he was like ugly as fuck. So I just assumed all look like him. And then when I got to Poland, it's like these blonde fucking dime pieces. I'm like, oh, fuck, I've been wrong about this country.
100%. Yeah, don't let the ugly kid of school sway your opinion. And also like obviously a bunch of Ukrainians there as well, so they're fucking cute too. But so I think like personally, like if you like just hot women and you don't really care if they don't have too much of a personality, I guess there's just like a language barrier, then like Poland's your place. But if you want like a bit of a mix and a lot of volume, then yeah, Budapest is probably a little bit better, I'd say.
Do you like Prague?
Dude, I haven't been there for ages. I think the last time I was there, I was probably like 24, 25, something like that. So I enjoyed it when I was there, but this was like when I just kind of started gaming and shit. Like I don't really remember it that well, to be honest.
I've been there twice. I've always had really good success with Prague. The girls are hotter in Poland, but there are some definitely hot girls in Prague. I remember I went out because I'm not huge on night game like you guys, but I go out occasionally, right? I remember the first time I was in Prague, I went out only one night, and that night I pulled the hot Ukrainian chick and hooked up with her. And then I remember my second trip, I was mostly just getting laid from online. But then do you remember BJ, like the personal trainer?
Oh, the fitness guy. Yeah.
Me and him went out, and we pulled the first set of girls we approached. I mean, it was challenging. It was like a crazy story, but and I hooked up with mine. BJ wasn't able to get a BJ, unfortunately. But
not surprised, yeah. Not surprised.
Why do you say that?
Just from memory, I don't think his game was that great. I think he was just a good looking Australian dude.
He's like definitely too nice guy territory. Like I think he just we got them back to the place, and then like I eventually separated them, pulled one back to my room, and I figured like, okay, like that works well for both of us because now he's alone with his girl. But then when we came out, they were just like still talking.
Oh damn, yeah, becoming best friends. Yeah, no, Prague, I'm sure it's great, and there's a lot of tourists from memory as well there, so you'd probably get a nice mix too.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I remember I hooked up with a Canadian girl from Tinder. I hooked up with an Asian girl from, I don't know, was she Taiwan or China, mainland China? I don't remember. But yeah, definitely get like a really good mix because it's very touristy. Also a really beautiful city. I mean, they're all beautiful. Warsaw's okay. I don't know if Warsaw is beautiful, but Warsaw has like cool parts to it though. Like they have, I don't know, there's like parts of Warsaw that are like, I think really nice or interesting at the very least, but most of it is like not that aesthetically pleasing. But Budapest and Prague are beautiful.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like relatively cheap as well in Budapest. Yeah, and there's like cool shit to do. So and like honestly, I had like really good students as well. Maybe that's why I'm biased, but we had like really awesome students this program. They were like very keen to learn. Like one guy like slept with I think like 10 girls in the 2 weeks. Another guy was like 7 or something like that. Like they all like fucking killed it. And we're just like, all I want from students on a program is just be like willing to try and willing to learn, and all these guys just have like great mentality. So maybe that's why I'm a little bit biased as well towards Budapest. But yeah, I'll be back.
What like ethnicity are the students European, or are they like from like Australia, America? Like where are they from?
They were all European. Yeah, so we got a mix. So it was like a couple of French guys, a guy from Denmark, actually more than a couple of French guys. We had a Swedish dude, although his background was like Brazilian. But yeah, mostly
all of like basically the rich European countries.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Those fuckers can't afford boot camp.
Yeah, straight up. Usually we get, I'm trying to think, I don't think we had any Americans this time. Usually we had Americans flying over. But we had just run, obviously, in New York, so I think a lot of them just went there. But yeah, all Europeans. Oh, no, one Australian. Fuck, sorry. One Australian we had our token Australian guy.
There's always the one horny Australian guy.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get some puss.
Yeah, exactly. Although his, you wouldn't think he's Australian. He's like, he looks very Asian, but then has a very Australian accent. So interesting mix. But no, he did pretty well too. So
there's a lot of Asians in Australia. I have a lot of guys in my mastermind who are from Australia and Asian. Yeah, it's always trippy when you see like a really Asian guy with like a heavy Aussie accent.
How's it going? Fucking out. Yeah.
It's like always
yeah. It's I feel like girls that come to Australia, there's like 3 things that surprise them. Is like 1, there's way more Asians than they thought. 2, it does get cold. And then 3, there's like not kangaroos and koalas like running around the city. But yeah, it's interesting seeing people's like perception versus reality when they get here.
From what I've heard about Australia is that there's like, at least in Sydney, there's a lot of like macho, like stupid fights and shit. Is that true?
They used to be the case. Like, dude, we had these crazy laws come in because people just kept getting in fights and people were dying, like from getting punched and then like knocked out and getting like brain swelling and shit. So they brought in these laws where basically all clubs had to close at 2, and then after 1 p.m., if you leave a club, you can't get back in. And they basically just cracked down. Then there were like crazy laws with like punching. So if you like punch someone, you could like go to prison and shit. I don't know where we're at now, but yeah, there's a lot less fight. They used to just be like fights all the fucking time, but now we're way more chill.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it's interesting.
And and what have you been up to, man? It's been months. What's you grinding on YouTube? What's
all I do is just work. Work, hang out with my girlfriend, take my dog for a walk, go back to work. Yeah, just been working. I got remonetized and then demonetized again.
Yeah,
YouTube is just trolling with me at this. Oh yeah, I told you that. I forgot. But yeah, YouTube is fucking with me at this point.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna reapply in 90 days, and I'm probably gonna get remonetized again. This cycle will just keep going forever.
And remind me, do they say like? Because I know they said sexual gratification. Do they say like what video it is, or is it just like your channel? They just
super vague. I'm like debating screenshotting and publishing my emails with YouTube, but it's just like it it's comically like just ridiculous. Like I will send them, I'll be like, okay, like I'll be really polite. I'll be like, I appreciate you looking into this matter, but could you please let me know why YouTube considers my videos to be for sexual gratification, or what videos are the problem? They'll just reply back, hi sir, your channel has been demonetized for sexual gratification. We appreciate your patience. Thank you. And just it's just like a bot. Like I don't know.
Like an AI response, yeah.
Yeah, or it's just like they just have to like they have a template they have to copy and paste, but it's like it's just like impossible to get anywhere with their like customer service.
Yeah, it's absolutely stupid. And so last time to get your monetization back, did you just like do a random appeal and it worked, or did you get in contact with someone there on the internet?
So it was a random so basically like after the way it works is like when you get demonetized, you can appeal it right away, and then you can also after 90 days you can just apply to be remonetized. So they say like you can make changes to your channel. I didn't make any changes to my channel. I just applied and I got it, and then I kept doing the same content and I got demonetized again. So but I think what happens is when you apply for remonetization is like a different team or like maybe an actual human for the first time looks at your case. And so that's why I got remonetized pretty easily. But
okay, so you gotta wait for a human to come around and check it out.
Yeah. I don't yeah, their thing is really weird. All these companies, their customer service is just a black hole of incompetence.
Yeah, I guess they don't give a fuck, right? Like, to them, I guess they're making enough money, and they probably don't want to invest any more in helping people like appeal shit.
Yeah, like if I was Mr. Beast, like I probably would have my own representative and shit. But like, yeah, like even like 200,000 subs is nothing by YouTube standards. Like, I'm like small, very very small fish. Like in the they delete my channel right now. They're gonna lose 0.0000000 100 more zeros, 1% revenue. You know, it's like
they just don't give a fuck.
They just don't care. Yeah, I think if you were like a big time content creator, you got like millions of subs, they'll give you like special treatment and they might be more lenient, but not for like small or medium sized content creators.
Oh man, well look, good luck. Hopefully, the bots or the humans sort you out, get you back. But like the thing is, what's stopping it from just happening again is the other problem. Like,
probably will keep happening. I don't know, but I'm not gonna start watering down my content. And like, I hate like there's a lot of like fucking streamers and even channels now. They bleep out their curses or they just avoid cursing, and they really try to like, oh, I can't show you this part. Oh, I can't say this. Like, dude, like I feel like that's so lame. I'd rather just not do video on that at all. If I have to like, okay, guys, I'm gonna show you this infield, but I can't show you this part, so I'm just gonna narrate what happens. Okay, all right. Now that you know what happens, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say like it's just stupid.
Yeah, it's even like I used to have our mastermind on Facebook, and like I was getting fucking banned for like swearing or like using sexual language or whatever in the fucking group, and I was like, dude, this is so annoying. Everything's just getting more and more cuck.
Yeah. By the way, have you heard about the Kick thing? The French guy who got basically tortured and murdered on camera.
What? No. What?
Okay, so like you have like two extremes, right? YouTube is like we can agree is like way too like over the top with their moderation, but then you have Kick. You know the platform Kick, right?
Yeah.
So you have Kick, which is just basically for all the people who are not accepted on YouTube. They go on there, and they have like close to zero rules. And so, but this one was like particularly egregious. So basically, there was this French streamer who was like 46, and he was clearly like retarded. Like he was slow. He was like super obvious, and he had friends. And basically, the content they would make is like torturing this French dude. Like that was the content. That was like the appeal. That was the whole premise. And then they basically tortured this guy so much that he died. So now it's a big story. Now that someone's dead, now people are starting to care. And the crazy part is the CEO of Kick had donated 100 subs to those those streams. So the CEO of Kick was watching it and was endorsing it directly. Now, of course, he's backing away from it, but like he literally was gifting subs as they were torturing this guy, and it's like super fucked. Hey,
Lloyd. What, like, who watches that material anyway? I don't know. I just wouldn't find that interesting, but I don't know. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
got a different content brain to live.
Who watches that without like calling the police? Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of sick fucking people, dude. Like, I mean, like the same kind of people that maybe not the same kind of people, but similar kind of people that like trade like child porn or whatever. Like, they're just some like sick fuckers out there that like in real life will be like totally like nonchalant and seem normal, but then when they get in front of their computers,
exactly, they're like, how do we watch people getting tortured?
Yeah, like fucking disgusting. Yeah.
Shit, guys, did I come in at the right time? We're talking about kick streamers who, by the way, must be stopped. All of them.
Yeah.
Have you heard that story? The French guy that basically got tortured to death.
No, but I have another kick streamer story. I watch a lot of MMA, and this guy basically just like jumped in a wrestling ring and beat this guy half to death.
Yeah.
Rampage Jackson's son, and like the whole time he's being like, they're the whole thing. Everybody on Kick is like calling him his dad called him up, basically called him a pussy, and so he's just like sitting there stewing, and he also had a concussion a few days before, so his emotions are all over the place. And he had an altercation with one of the wrestlers backstage who thought he was a performer. So they got into a little scuffle, and he was like, "Well, you can get me back in the ring if you want to." I don't think the guy meant he was going to beat him half to death. I think he just meant he was going to double leg him and do some wrestling moves. But he's not a trained guy. And anyway, he goes in and just basically beats the guy. He would have killed him if the guys hadn't jumped on.
Yeah, they had like five people had to jump on his back and pull him away.
Just absolutely disgraceful, you know. And I just think that Vitali and like all these other people that I'm seeing on Kick, it's just like, what world are we living in, guys? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think the French thing is the French guy torture thing is worse, much worse. But yeah,
I haven't heard that story, but it sounds worse.
Yeah, but the Raj Jackson thing, yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, it's super fucked. Like yes, that wrestler fucked up by assuming that Raj was in on like the whole wrestling thing where they do like the fake stunts or whatever. Like that was kind of stupid on his part. But it's not like the fight happened instantaneously, like Rampage Jackson is saying. It was hours apart. And it was like Kick that basically made him do this. Like, he had accepted the guy's apology. They shook hands. Like, it looked like he was cool with it. And then he goes on Kick. Everyone starts provoking him. It fucking works. And then he's like gets like angry and angrier. And then he just basically just like fucking like hurts the shit out of him.
His dad called him up too while he was like sitting there, and he was like, "Hey, why are you letting wrestlers punk you, bro?" Like, you know, and he's just being the worst dad ever, right? You know.
Well, I think Rampage was like trolling him though. Like, that's, I think, is like, but I think Raj did not take it as trolling. I think probably.
Yeah, I guess we don't know what their relationship is like. Raja definitely on the call, he was not taking it like a joke.
No, you know,
he was and he had a concussion before too, so like he probably shouldn't even be doing anything physical. Yeah, when you got have you guys ever had a concussion?
No, I don't do shit like that would get me a concussion.
I've had 3 concussions in my life, and one was from a bad car accident. One was from just me as a kid running. I was running on a sidewalk and I tripped. And another one was from soccer. Like, you start like forgetting stuff. Like, you'll be like randomly walking. You're like, where the fuck am I? Like, what's going on? Oh, okay. All right. I'm walking to school or whatever, you know? But your emotions are kind of all over the place too. You get randomly angry. You're like randomly sad. It's really weird. So I think he was dealing with that during that particular incident.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, if you have a concussion, you shouldn't be doing any like physical sport on that shit like a few days later anyway. And like, I think this, as soon as you put a camera in front of, I don't know how old this guy is, but like, I was going to say kid, but even you put a camera in front of anyone, right? They're going to try to perform a little bit. And I think, like, especially when it comes to like martial arts, you got to be real careful, because that's how he got knocked out, right? Like, they put a camera in front of like the other dude, and it seemed like the other dude wanted to go a bit harder. Like, you got to be fucking really careful when it comes to things like this. And you got to perform. It's like, even in like BDSM, it's something you think about a lot. Like, if you're going to a sex party and now like you're doing impact play in front of someone, like, it's a lot easier now to amp it up a little bit, not listen to the girl's emotions as much. You just got to be really careful. And now you got a situation where this guy, like, it's insane. I don't care what happened before. I don't care if this guy fucking slapped you across the face in front of everyone. This guy's knocked out, and you're just like hammering on his fucking face
Yeah.
over and over. Like, there's no excuse for that. Like, you just can't be doing that. It's fucked up.
Yeah. It was really messed up. But that brings up an interesting point. I don't know what you guys, in terms of dating, you guys have talked about today, but have you guys done the street interviews? I know you've done a lot of street interviews, Alex. We did some together, but have you done those, Marcus?
Have I done any street interviews? I've done like a couple way back in the day, but that was about it.
Yeah. Dude, I noticed that like if I randomly approach a girl on the street and you know, I don't have a camera on me, the reaction I get is, you know, mild to like, okay, you know, a camera. There'll be a lot of girls that don't want to be a part of it, but there'll be some that are just like, you know, zone right to you. They'll look at you like you're the greatest person on the planet. And I'm like, you know, my looks haven't changed. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is there's a camera there. And so women, especially some women, will like really get into performer mode and they'll act really interested in you. And yeah, it's a good trick that a lot of guys will use for.
I find that Miami's like the opposite because there's so many fucking influencers here that like every girl's just sick of it at this point. Like,
just it's similar in New York. Actually, I had students that would try to like just day game, and this was like 2 years ago. I noticed that they weren't getting much compliance with like stopping girls and starting interactions.
Mhm.
And so I started just like, the student will try to stop. The girl's like, no, not interested. I'd run over. Wait, hey, this is really fucking important. She's like, what? I'm like, why did you not stop and listen to what he had to say? And most of the time they said, oh, he was trying to do a TikTok, or I thought he was trying to do a TikTok. But I can see your point. I have a student in Poland that does this. He does like night game, like street interviews type shit. And he just does it to get laid. Like he just does it for leads. So he'll sit there and as you say, put a camera in front of him. You got some instant status. So the girls are interested and he'll just use that to like build attraction basically. And it works.
Yeah. It's where do you guys think is the best place to do day game that you've ever been to?
I would say
Warsaw, Poland.
Yeah. The reason being is you have really good volume during the day. The girls are very attractive and they will stop, right? The stop rate's probably the highest there. Like girls will, even when students don't build attraction, girls will be like, is it okay if I go now? And like students have no attraction at that point, but like girls are just very compliant to the stop. And also to Insta dates and things like that. And they're usually not too busy. So out of everywhere I've gamed, Poland's probably the best for day game, like Warsaw.
Do people not day game at all in Poland? Is that like something they don't do there, or is that something people
much less common, I think?
Yeah, it's less common. It's as people are becoming more aware of Warsaw, like there's a lot more day gamers now. So you might find certain areas like girls might be less receptive because they've been stopped like 3 times before and you've like fucking gone up to it. But like for the most part, it's still really untapped compared to, you know, I've heard London is fucking overpopulated with day games and things like that.
Yeah.
London, especially in like the square that they have, I forget the name of it, but yeah, people used to day game there way too much and it burnt it out basically.
What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, I think Eastern Europe was good. Budapest I thought was good when I was there for day game.
Miami was pretty good when I was there. Like I loved Miami, and Miami was so
hated Miami
when I was there.
I think it's decent, but I would say that if I had to pick,
Marcus didn't like it.
Probably like
I hated Miami.
For me, I'll do the best probably in Colombia. Like I'll just clean up and like maybe
never been there,
Bogota or whatever.
Yeah. It's
do you speak Spanish, Alex?
Very little. I speak some, but not significant amounts. But just I feel like I just have an advantage because I'm blonde. I have blue eyes, and they just like love that over there. I know enough Spanish to make like some stupid jokes that they like oh, ¿quiere mi gringo español, señorita? Gringo.
You know, it's kind of better to have shitty Spanish when you're there. If your Spanish is too good, they lose interest. I found that
really?
A lot of guys. Yeah. I had one guy. We did a whole trip. We had like 20 guys. One of the guys spoke fluent Spanish, and I speak Spanish too, but I have a pretty thick American accent when I speak it. And he was speaking it, and he had a perfect accent and everything.
Oh, he sounded local.
Yeah, he sounded local. And I talked to him, and I was like, "Can you like talk more like a gringo, like talk worse in Spanish, and see if that helps?" And it did.
Of course,
You know who has a really fucking hot Colombian wife? Fucking Pablo Escobar's fucking older brother, Roberto Escobar. This dude is like 75. He's like his like eyes don't work. And then his wife, who does like the tours for their like whatever the Escobar mansion, is like fucking smoke show. This like 35, 40-year-old with like humongous ass. It's crazy.
What corner of the internet were you on, Alex, that you've learned this information?
It was Nelk video I saw.
It was a Nelk video. Okay.
His page is just beauty Latinas, bro. That's
they did a tour of Pablo Escobar mansion. And yeah, that video was actually really funny. That was before they went to shit, in my opinion.
Before Nelk went to shit?
Yeah, totally. I mean, like now they just like they just.
Bro, I used to watch Nelk like fucking. I want to say like 10 years ago. I don't even know if they've been around for 10 years, but like when they first started like popping off. But then I literally haven't seen them since. Unless I think they interviewed Trump or something. I didn't see it. I just saw. Like,
they interviewed Trump. They interviewed Netanyahu. They just asked them a bunch of softball questions. That's when the internet turned on them.
Was when they did that. Why are they getting that? Public, they should not be able to interview those people. This is not the world we should live in, but here we are.
I mean, like Netanyahu was probably told, here's a bunch of dumb fucking kids who will just agree with you on everything because they have no idea of actually anything geopolitical, and it's just a good, easy opportunity to get some free press. These guys
maybe you're right.
The only time they challenged him was when he said that he prefers Burger King over McDonald's, and they're like, "Wait,
what the fuck? How dare he? This is fucked up." All right, we need to stall this interview right now. Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, that's crazy. But like, I think you see this more and more, where you get like political figures that have a lot to gain from getting these like softball interviews, and then these podcasts have a lot to gain from just doing like a softball interview. So, yeah, unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah, the Netanyahu one backfired though on them really hard, like that.
Wouldn't like it.
If you look at the comments section for under their own video, everyone in their own comments is like shitting on them.
Oh, really? Okay. I wonder if it increases their popularity still, though. Like, my question would be: do their sub count drop? Do their views drop? Like, or does it increase? Maybe it did.
Israel, yeah. I don't know about I didn't look into their sub count, but yeah, I don't know. Have you guys been following the Destiny thing? I think this is like really fucking stupid.
No.
The charge stuff.
No, Destiny has like a new scandal once a month. So you're like 3 scandals ago, Marcus. So this is. Do you guys know who Willie Mack is? Willie Mack show?
No.
He's a political.
He's not political. No, he does.
I've heard of him.
He's just a reaction channel, basically. He does cover like Hassan, so he'll occasionally like fact check Hassan on politics, but he's not like. No, he's just a reaction channel. But he does like pretty good videos. But he did one that's called I Called the Police on Destiny. And it's like really stupid. Essentially, he was DMing Destiny. And I don't want to get it wrong, but basically Destiny, no, I don't want to get this wrong because this is like sensitive. But basically he accused Destiny of having child porn, which really doesn't seem like that's the case. It's just a little bit more confusing than that. But basically, everyone in Willie Mack's like comments turned on him as well. Like I was reading the comments, like everyone was just like, "Dude, this is like you're just a fucking attention whore at this point." And I like that dude too, but I lost a lot of respect for him after he did that video.
Dang, that sucks. Do you guys want to do some questions?
What evidence did he have of him having child porn?
It's like conversation he had with Destiny. I would just recommend watching it because it's a little complex.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's involving legal. It's long. It's complex. Okay. Have you decided who gets the free AI photos? Basically, yes. I have decided. There's going to be 2 people.
Sorry, there's a comment. Destiny's confirmed messaging with a minor is technically illegal regardless. Yeah. Read up Kiwi Farms. Okay, I'll have a read. But yeah,
Kiwi Farms is literally the last place you should read. Like Kiwi Farms is a fucking. It's literally the place exists just to dox people. Like this is not a reliable source of information.
Yeah. I haven't seen the video, so I can't answer this question.
And like confirmed message. I need to look into this more. But like, if you're just like. Some 17-year-old texts you and you're replying to her on Instagram or something, like that could happen to any one of us. Like if some girl DMs us and she looks older and hot and we start replying, like I'm not asking for her. Like,
that's basically
driver's
what
license.
happened. Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah, well, fuck that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's bullshit. That doesn't.
And it's not even
matter.
confirmed. It's not even confirmed that this girl's underage. It's just speculated that she might have been 17.
Yeah, fuck off. Like, dude, this is like being like, oh my god, this guy was like flirting with this girl on the street, and she's like, how many times have we opened the door and she's like, oh, actually, I'm 17. You're like, oh fuck, you look 21. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, like, you know how like on the internet, like there's like witch hunts, like there's like right now it's the pedophile witch hunt, like everyone gets accused of like being a pedophile for like anything. I mean, there are some pedophiles out there; they should be fucking called out. Don't get me wrong, but like, I feel like it's become a witch hunt at this point.
Yeah,
like I got accused of that shit because one of the girls who went on my speed dates at the time was like 17 3/4, even though she told me she was 18, and so I had her on a few times. Literally never met up with her, never had a sexual conversation with her. She came out and said that I've never acted inappropriately, but somehow like I'm still like a fucking pedophile because a girl who said she was 18 turned out to be 17 3/4 when she went on my channel for speed dates. It's
Dude, I got a friend that did OnlyFans. She's now like 22 or something, but she started when she was 17. Yeah, like you're not gonna like find every person that ever subscribed to OnlyFans to be like, if she lied, she lied. How the fuck are you meant to know? Like, are people just expecting us to, I don't know, get a private investigator and like, how, like it's like, what the fuck? Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, it seems like in this case like a gotcha kind of thing. Like they were targeting him, you know.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like.
In the Destiny,
let's answer this question.
It's yeah, but let's get off the Destiny thing because we can just go on for that for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, in Vegas, I was getting a lot of matches on Hinge, but no meetups at all. Do you think my text game needs to get better or just probably be more hookup profile? Could be both. It's hard to say without looking at your profile and your text game. Now, when you get better photos, girls like you basically get more like grace when it comes to text games, so you can fuck up a little bit more, and girls will still meet you. But yeah, it could be that you have a very platonic profile and you're trying to invite them straight to your place, and that's causing a mismatch. It could be just a lot of factors. Either join my mastermind group or you can make a post on my free forums, forums.playingfire.com. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that.
Yeah, specifically for Vegas, you're going to find that there's not many girls traveling there, like for a few nights that are using Tinder. Most of these girls have got shit to do. They're going out and partying. You're probably going to be matching with a lot of girls that are there for a little bit longer or locals. And they tend to screen out guys that are just like visiting for a little bit, unless they're specifically looking for a hookup. So like one of the things you could change is that you actually live in Vegas or that you're there for a longer time. But otherwise, yeah, I'm sure that there's always something you could fix in your fucking profile, of course. So yeah, you can get that looked at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you guys advocate for? Do you try and meet up with them as soon as possible, like in the first message, or do you talk to them for a little bit? What do you guys?
I like to build some investment. Yeah, a little bit. Not too much, but
yeah. I agree. I think building the investment's important. So I usually talk to them for a few days. Maybe he's trying to meet up with them too quick, so that might be another thing. Talk to them for a few days and build some sort of investment. She's talking to 20 other guys, so like if she talks to you for a while, that's probably a good lead and she'll probably meet up.
I don't think it's even a matter of like days or hours. It's just about like, it depends on how fast she's replying and the quality. Like you could have plenty of investment after 2 hours, right? Or it might take 3-4 days to get that same level of investment, or it could take a week, or it might never happen. So it just really depends on how fast the girl's replying and all that. But yeah, when you see her like investing into the combo, that's a good time to start moving things forward.
Yeah, I think especially in Vegas, like the reverse of this could be true, where like you have a girl that's her last night. She's like, "Fuck, I want to get laid," and she sends you a message at 10 p.m. like, "What are you up to right now?" This is an extreme example, but I'd move along quicker. But yeah, for the most part, like trying to meet up too early is a big sticking point for most guys. So.
No, you're completely right. I call that the now or never girl exception. So yeah. Girls were like, you either meet them tonight or you're never going to see them for whatever reason. Could be because they're just horny that night. Could be because they're in town just that night. But yeah, for those girls, you got to move it forward fast.
Yeah.
Question: what would be the biggest attraction trigger for an Instagram story? Maybe social proof, like having fun with other girls. Oh wait, sorry, I skipped this comment. In night game, how do you deal with time wasters for same night pull? I think this is a question better for you guys.
I played with 2 girls solo who ended up being sugar babies. Dude, this is like so rare. It depends where you're going. If you're going to like a sugar baby venue, it might be more common. But like, for the most part, you won't really get like time wasters per se at night. And the way to screen these out is just showing some intent or being a little bit more sexual earlier. I've seen guys that are in set for like an hour and they're like, oh, she was married. And it's like, you would have found that out if you weren't so friendly and you actually like tried moving this forward. So usually doing that is going to save you time. These sugar baby girls, it's going to be way more rare. And I've even had like sugar baby girls that are actually like down to fuck. I've hooked up with like escorts and stuff before. Again, as long as you're being attractive and you're moving it forward, you'll be sweet. So that's going to be a solution.
Yeah, I'll just say, like, look for compliance. If the girl's being compliant, then she probably won't be a time waster. Like, test compliance periodically.
Yeah, compliance. The number one compliance test I do is if they move with me physically. If I'm like, hey, it's a little crowded here. You want to sit down for a second? And we go sit down together, like that she's following me. If I say, I'm going to go to the bar to get a drink, do you want to come with? She comes with me. That's compliance. If she follows you around to a couple different places, pretty good chance that she's interested in you. I'm going to agree with Marcus. I've been out a lot, man, and I don't remember encountering too many sugar babies while I was out. I've encountered working girls who were like, you pay me $500, I'll sleep with you tonight. That.
Keep in mind, sugar babies will fuck too for free. Like they just.
So maybe he means escorts. I don't know.
Yeah, escorts are different.
Yeah.
Like a sugar baby, keep in mind, like a sugar baby who has sugar daddy, she might still fuck you without any money, right? It's not like those, like the only people who won't, or they might sometimes, but rarely, are like hardened, like professional escorts. Like those girls, I probably just don't bother with. I mean, I've hooked up with a few without paying for it, but it's always like I didn't even know until afterwards that they were just type of thing.
Yeah, they probably won't make that. They probably won't make that super clear to you unless you
and you tend to know when a girl's like working. Like if you get way too much compliance, if she comes up, she's like, "Hey, handsome, hey, let's go back to my room." You're like, okay, like you're not that good at game, okay? Like it's probably getting paid. Yeah,
I must have done it right this time,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I always knew I had it in me.
Yeah.
Like us, it'd be like super obvious when a girl's like putting on that. But I think to some people it might not be that obvious.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Question: what would be the biggest attraction trigger for an Instagram story? Maybe social proof, like having fun with other girls. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, having fun with girls is good. But you want to show. So like a lot of guys, I don't want you posting a photo of you like posing with two random chicks that you just met, and they're kind of like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, you want to post fun things. Oh, Scotty's here. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Scotty?
What's good, man? What's good, Marcus?
Well, bro.
What's good, homie? Yeah, you want to post. You don't even have to be in the photo. You don't even have to be in the story. I usually post videos just of like cool areas, and then people having fun. And you don't want them to get the full picture of what's going on. You want them to only get like a little snip. You can kind of see a girl in there laughing and having a good time. You can kind of see a cool area. You can't see the whole thing. So a little bit of mystery works.
I would say that I like okay, for Tinder, there's two things that make a good photo: how natural you look and how good you look in the photo.
But this is for Instagram story.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying, like, yes. So for Instagram, those two things apply. There's one additional factor for Instagram that doesn't matter as much for Tinder, and that's like the vibe of the photo, like the lifestyle the photo displays. So, but you still have to look good in the photo, and the photo still has to look natural, right? Those are two key criteria. But something cool, something interesting, something unique. It can be something even a little goofy, like it can be you like fucking around with your dog or something like that. But something that's interesting is ideal, where you look good and it looks natural.
Yeah, I'd add on to that in terms of like what attraction trigger I guess you're hitting. So yeah, obviously like natural, you're looking good. I think like huge ones are going to be pre-selection. So if you're around a bunch of hot girls that actually seem interested in you, so I agree with Lloyd, this is not you meet two girls at a party, you're like, can I please get a photo? And they're like standing away from you, leaning away. And you're like, yay, hot girls around. Actually photos where girls look like they're into you and their girls are hot. Sexual authority, this would more be on like close friend stories and maybe girls that are a little bit more open, so be selective here. But honestly, like having girls tied up, me taking photos of them and they're happy to share it and posting those up have worked really, really well on close friend stories. And then any level of status, like if you could be like hosting a party, you're giving a speech, you're playing drums in front of a crowd, things like this are going to be helpful. But those will be the top three and then follow.
Playing with your dick in front of a crowd, that works too.
Exactly. Yeah, jerking off in front of a bunch of different people. Yeah,
Must be a
Everyone
great
likes
dick.
a public masturbator.
High level of status. You know.
High status.
What comedian did that? He was like jerking off in front of other people.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis C.K. It worked for him. Okay,
But it was consensual. He would like ask the girls if he could. He wasn't just like whipping it out.
He didn't do it in front of a crowd, so you know.
What about Pee Wee
It was a better
Herman? Didn't
example.
he? What about Pee Wee Herman? Wasn't he doing it in a movie theater?
I don't know who
No
that
idea.
is.
Is that true?
He got locked up. Yeah. He was doing it in a movie theater.
Yeah, well, yeah, don't get arrested. Yeah.
Living up to his name.
Yeah, Marcus, I just got out of a relationship a couple of years ago. Any advice on how to get back in the game?
Sure. So number one, make sure you're fucking over the relationship. So doing some type of relationship review, doing it with someone else can be helpful to actually get closure there, to figure out what you did wrong, what you're like looking for in the future. I think that's important. Once you're completely over it and you're just getting started back in game, then there'd be some advice for anyone getting started in game. I just get yourself out there, make sure you're getting reps in. So the obvious thing is going to be fixing mindsets around AA, so you actually get data points. Then it's going to be having some system that you can learn. So obviously I'm going to suggest my system. And then, taking the pressure off and just doing it little bit by little bit. So practicing your open first, practicing your tone, practicing your subcoms, and then getting into more like technical aspects there. But honestly, just getting out there and fucking doing something is a great place to start.
I don't have anything to add. It's pretty good.
Don't have anything to add, man. Well done. Hey, what do you guys think? Do you guys think women get over relationships faster or men?
I think women do. Like generally speaking, women for
Yeah,
sure.
But
Yeah,
it does depend on the men and women in question, but I think generally
It does
women.
depend on the situation. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't think women are really
women
ever
have, like,
single.
Very cool. Yeah, I was gonna say I think women have like more of a social support. So like if a girl gets out of a relationship, all the girls are willing to like talk to her about it. And be very supportive. And then like I think one of the easiest things in getting over a relationship is realizing that you can get into another one. So I think for a lot of guys, it feels like, fuck, I'm never going to find someone again is a fear they have. Whereas women are like, I'll just open up my Instagram. There's 1,000 other guys like chasing me, even though it's superficial chasing. Like there's probably a lot of these guys that won't actually get in a relationship. They probably just want to fucking bounce, but at least it feels like they've got options there. So I think it's a lot easier for women typically.
It's also the thing that even if these guys are superficial, at least these guys, a lot of these guys they keep in the chamber or orbiters, like they actually will say like profess their love to them. They actually do really love them, even though that's like maybe not the guy they want. They're still hearing it at some level. Like, that's another thing. Like when I broke up with my girlfriend, it was like, oh wow, like there's no that void of like a girl like saying she loves you all the time or saying goodnight, like over like obsessing with you is like that can't be filled by just like a quick fuck. It's like that feels good, but it's not as accessible as these girls. They have guys that are literally telling them that they love them. They'll do anything for them. They'll do this.
I love you.
Thank you, bro.
I love you too.
I can call you every night and
Bros
tell you
helping bros out.
I don't mind. Yeah, we'll do a group call. All three of us. We'll just call Scotty. Be like, yo, man, we do. All right, we love you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Believe this story.
Me and my girlfriend always joke around like if like one of us was to die, how long would it be until the other one started dating? So like she's like, I think her answer is like 3 to 5 years before I could date again. I'm like, no, like if I die, like you're not allowed to date anyone. Like you have to just carry on with my name. Like
do you know what? If you die, she should Romeo that shit. She should kill herself. Okay, that's
well, you know. I mean, I think that's
the very old times.
Yeah, I don't want to say that, but it's kind of implied. Yeah. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Dude, the other thing that women do that I just want to mention this briefly is like, I don't know how your relationship ended, but typically women are sometimes moving on while the relationship is still going on. And by the time you break up, she's already like fucking like out the door mentally and physically. So sometimes that happens.
No, that's right.
Yeah. Hey, can you guys talk about compliance tests? I found my game has gone way better after I started asking girls for small compliance early on. What do you do if a girl doesn't comply at first? I'll let you guys take this one.
Talk to her for longer, dude. You know, you're not gonna get a compliance test right away. Just sweet talk her a little bit more, dude.
Yeah, I think I view this as like every little behavior action, everything you do is some type of compliance test. So like if you go up and open a girl, it's a big compliance test. Like, is she going to speak to me? And like, how excited is she going to be to speak to me? If I ask like, what do you do for work? Like that's a compliance test. Is she going to answer this one word? Is she going to like think and worry about how she answers it? Is she going to ask me back? So everything is a fucking compliance test. It doesn't have to be something as obvious as, hey, come get a drink with me, or like, hey, how do you like to be fucked, or something. I don't know. Like, it doesn't have to be that extreme. You can everything's compliant. Now, what do you do when she doesn't comply? You need to ask yourself why. Typically, early on in the interaction, it's going to be value. So here, I'd want to build more value. So start DHVing, maybe come off as a little bit more confident. Later on, it's probably going to be around some objection or like limiting belief the girl has. So she could be really into you and says she doesn't want to come home with you. It might just be because she's like got a period or she doesn't want to be slutty. So yeah, ask yourself why and try to correct for that. I know it's not easy, but that's the way I do it.
Yeah, and if you've tried a few times and she's like not being compliant, just like move on. Like you don't have to like make it work with every girl. In fact, there's no way you could make it work with every girl. No one can. So just like, yeah, like at some point, like I don't know, it's kind of a vibe thing for me. But if I sense that like, you know, maybe I've been talking to a girl for 5 minutes and she's still staying there and talking to me, but I sense that like she's just not receptive and like it's going to be like either a massive uphill battle or it's not going to go anywhere, I might just be like, all right, cool, nice meeting you. And kind of fucks with them too. It's funny because they're like, what? Like this guy, like I guess rejected me. But yeah, I don't recommend doing that if you're a beginner because you might not be able to tell. But I think at some point, you know, you can just start like basically walking away from interactions that just seem like they're not going to be promising.
That's a great point.
But don't preemptively walk away because I know a lot of beginners do this and even intermediates.
Yes.
They'll say like, oh, it wasn't going anywhere. And then we'll watch back the footage if we're like coaching them or whatever. And I'm like, no, this girl's actually into you. Like she just was giving you shit when she replied to your compliance request. She was just fucking with you a little bit, but she was actually receptive. Okay. If you're ugly, is it better to become friends before showing interest to avoid rejections early on, since you have no chance to show? I mean, yeah, don't be afraid of rejections. Is it better to become friends first? No, I don't recommend going the friends route. Yeah, I don't recommend just usually once you get in the friend zone, you don't get out. If you're like most guys, and I don't recommend doing that. Just a waste of time.
I disagree with you guys on this a little bit. I think it's fine to become friends first, but like don't fucking you still want to be a man. I think if it's there, you should go for it. If you wait around too long, someone will think you're not interested. But I know plenty of relationships that have started where they were friends first. I've had relationships where I was friends first. But I think guys get into a relationship or a friendship where they're starting on the back foot. That's all she's ever going to see him as. And so that's all they take. You got to stand up for yourself and find friendships that actually work for you. If I'm friends with a woman, it's because she provides value in my life. If the only value she provides is maybe you might be able to date her in the future, fuck that, dude. That's a bad relationship.
That's the key thing you said there. It's like she provides value. It's a value exchange. Yeah, I'm friends with a bunch of girls. Like it's not like I have no female friends, but there's like there's like a subtle value exchange. Like I can like reach out to that girl and ask her like, hey, what do you think about my client's photos? And she'll give me like good feedback. I can be like, hey, can you do me this favor? And, she kind of asks me for favors too, right? It's a two-way street. But, yeah, as long as there's like a value exchange, it's not just like the only values that you get to basically enjoy her company.
Yeah, not all girls wants to keep just random guys around anyway, just because you think you can do that. Not every girl's open to that. Actually, they just don't want to keep these random guys around who, really afraid and secretly keep in mind you're deceiving the girl. You actually want to get with her, but you're using this as a strategic strategy. She'll usually sniff that out and be like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to talk to this guy.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad strategic strategy. Like, can you be friends first and end up in a relationship? Sure. But like I think that reason should be that you didn't want something to begin with, and then something changed over time. Like either the way you perceived her or like something there shifted. It wouldn't be like my strategy. Like he's saying I'm ugly. So right now I'm saying, okay, if you're ugly, I'd look to fix that. If you're just fat, then like lose some weight. Now, if you're just ugly, you can't do much else about it, then there's other attraction triggers here that you can develop. Either it's going to be like some level of status, some level of understanding, or like confidence. If you're like an average guy, there's things you can do to compensate that, and you need time to be able to do that. So I wouldn't go up to girls and say, oh my God, I love you, or you're my type, and go direct. You go indirect, but it doesn't mean like friend zone yourself for 3 months and then try. It means like you're just going indirect for like 20 minutes or 5-10 minutes as she gets to know more about you. Then as you build that level of attraction, maybe you're challenging, teasing her, now you can start to show interest. So you don't have to go as far as like this long-term strategy being friends, because I think that ruins your chances. I think like if I'm thinking what is going to shift the needle here a little bit, friend zoning myself actually is like a lot of poor, I think, characteristics as to what women look for in like a sexual partner. Like, can you make it work? Of course. It just wouldn't be like my strategy if I was this guy.
Well,
Yeah.
so I have a question for you, Marcus. So, well, let me just tell a story before I ask this question. So I had a client who, is about probably a
I'll
6
be
out
right
of 10 in
back.
terms of looks. Um, and he wanted to date hotter women. So he was good at approaching and picking up women. And I was like, dude, you got to do what I did, a few years ago, which is you have to build up your social value and get some pre-selection going. So I actually recommended that he friend zone some of the women that he was talking to, invite them to events, go out with events with them. So, he was going out to events with very attractive women that wouldn't have, immediately dated him or slept with him. But then other women see he's with them, they see he's having fun, they join the group, kind of like, at a micro level of what Dan Bilzerian does, basically. And now he's dating the women that he really wants to date, and they're coming to him. So in that strategy, he was friend zoning the women first, and it did work. Was it more work? Yeah, it was. But he was able to date the women that he wanted to, and those women would never even have looked twice at him without the pre-selection he had. And it came from him being friends first with some of the women that he added to his group. What do you guys think about that?
I think this is at the core a very different strategy. So I think if you want to build like social skills or a social circle or pre-selection, that's fine. Like I would even take this a step further back. Some guys that come into my group, I'm like, bro, you just need some male friends. Don't even worry about game just yet. Like get some male friends and like start doing some cool shit. Like if you suck with women, and I think this is a good strategy, like actually learn to just speak with women, become friends with them, understand them a little bit more, have them around. When it comes to pre-selection, I think women start to notice a difference between when you're just a guy that's like friend zoned by everyone and you're just like the nice guy, as opposed to like there's some sexual interest there. So I think it's always better when there's a little bit more sexual interest. But like as a beginner, I agree. If you just want to get to the point where I can develop friendships, go to party with some hot girls, and then after that, learn to build sexual interest, I think that's awesome. But again, that would be like separate goals. Now I'm at this party and I've got all these friends around me. That girl I see that I'm interested in, I'm not going to say like, oh, I'll just be friends with her. I'm thinking like I'm creating like some chemistry. I'm actually like going for this girl. But yeah, that strategy I think is awesome. I think it's really good.
I think it just depends on the guy in question too. Like, was this guy, was he pretty masculine?
So not at first. That was something we had to develop in the program is leadership skills. I mean, he's so good. He's at the point where he's at the instructor level. So he's actually a coach that is working for me right now. But we had to develop that. So I agree with Marcus. There are plenty of guys who are friends with tons of women, and those women, he has no chance with them. They don't respect him as a man. But if the guy shows a lot of masculine qualities, he's leading, he's the person who's like running the party, he's bringing a lot of value to the interactions, they are going to see him as a man. So like when I was throwing parties a couple of years ago in this, like I was living with him in a mansion with like a couple other guys, the parties that we would throw, it would be like a 3-to-1 girl to guy ratio. And they knew we were the guys who lived in the place. They knew we were the guys throwing the party. We knew a lot of the people there. The girls that I knew, sure, we were like friends technically, but they were showing very high signs of interest. And I've noticed that with a lot of guys when they are able to put that in, when they're able to still show masculine qualities in a friendship or an acquaintance type of relationship, they can do extremely well.
Why wouldn't he be smashing those girls though? That's what I don't get. Why isn't he?
Sorry to quickly interrupt. I got to check out Lloyd and bounce. I got a call. But love you all. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
See you next week.
Right.
Are you talking about my my client who's now a coach or me?
I think we were talking about the client. Yeah, like you said that he was developing, has all these hot girls that like him and they respect him as a man and all this stuff. So why is that like, I didn't even know pre-selection was a thing if they were just friends, you know what I mean? Like, and they didn't want to fuck him. If they didn't want to fuck him, is that even pre-selection? I didn't even know that was.
So at first they did not. At first they were, but the attraction developed over time. And there's actually a lot of data to prove that the longer a woman gets exposed to you, the more she starts to see the other qualities as mattering. So maybe when somebody meets you, Scotty, the first time, but they see you out, they see you talking to a lot of people, being charismatic, having game, they're like, shit, man, maybe Scotty's got it going on. I kind of like Scotty. That's what happened with him essentially, is that, when these women first joined the circle, they weren't even thinking about dating him, but then they saw him running shit, being the guy who's like leading everybody, being the guy who's bringing everybody to fun events, being the guy everybody wants to talk to. And now suddenly they're really into him. But he created this ecosystem. And it wasn't an ecosystem that at first a lot of people wanted to sleep with him in. He had to build that up. But once he
You
built
have a very well-rounded program. Like when I hear you talk about social circle, you talk about this, you talk about that. Like what you do a little bit of everything. You have like
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important, like I've seen guys, maybe you guys have gone through this. I mean, have you gone through phases where you're like sleeping with a bunch of women and you're like kind of depressed and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
A little bit, yeah. Sometimes other factors, not really because of the women. They weren't causing me like, it just gets a lot of it's taxing, but it's still like better than the alternative. I don't ever say like I want to give this up because of the women. You know what I mean? But
I totally agree. I totally agree. So I had the same thing, and once I built a social circle and added it to the pickup skills in the game that I had learned on top of that, that's when everything kind of came together, and I actually started enjoying my life. I remember there was times where I was going out like 5 nights a week, and I didn't really like my life that much, even though I was going out constantly and getting laid, which I thought was the only thing that really mattered.
Right.
And the girls that I was getting weren't even that great either. But once I built all this, the girls that I was getting were way better. I enjoyed going out, enjoyed my life. And I didn't even have to do pickup as much anymore because a lot of people were coming to me. So it seemed like it was a lot better. And it takes a while to build at first. Like when most guys come to me, they're not actively thinking about this sort of stuff. But once they build it, they're like, oh shit, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, so this is your primary thing that you sell is building up a social circle? I didn't even know that's your primary course.
No. I primarily it's confidence and just being able to get a girlfriend and date the women that you want to. But
okay.
As an added side effect, you will get a social circle and you will get all of that stuff. I'm sure people get social circles doing your programs as well too, because they learn how to be more social and charismatic.
Some do, yeah. I've personally never really done the social circle thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of friends, but they're mostly dudes.
You have a lot of friends, Alex. I was gonna say you're very social.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends. They're mostly dudes or like girls who are like, I'm friends with some girls, but like we don't usually like do like, like if that girl is, for example, like Jasmine, for example, right? I'm friends with her, but if she comes in town, it's not gonna be like a big thing. Like we're gonna have a party. It's like I might meet up with her for like, I don't know, dinner with my girlfriend or something like that. It's like, so I've never really done the big social circle thing because I haven't needed to, but I've heard people are huge advocates of it who do it. So I'm a believer.
Sartain swears by it, man.
Yeah, Lloyd, like it was never if it happens to these guys because they've become cooler fucking, guys that have bigger friends now, it will just happen as a byproduct. I don't like intentionally structure some sort of social circle thing. I just haven't gotten into it really. But yeah, you're right. It just happens as a byproduct of being like a much cooler version of yourself.
Yeah. And what I noticed, maybe this is just the game that I had, but like the quality of women too. I remember when I was going out doing pickup a lot, like the girls that I ended up sleeping with that I was actually like really happy with were people that I met through friends. I didn't even approach them. Like they were introduced to me or I had seen them around, but maybe they were like, for whatever reason, we didn't end up like flirting or maybe we'd flirt a little bit, but we wouldn't like go take it to the next level. So they were just around and they saw me for a while. And I found the quality went up substantially when I did that. So yeah.
When I was living in Austin, I had a friend who was like really big on social circle, and it was his birthday, so he had a birthday party, and I went, and it was like you could see like this whole social circle there. It was like a bunch of girls, guys, and everything. And I do remember that was one of the easiest and best pulls I've had that night because I was part of their social circle for that night. I was part of the group that rented this rooftop or whatever. And I remember like pulling this girl was just like really easy, like easier. I've had easy pulls, but this one was just like really easy, and the girl was really attractive. And I actually liked her a lot, but then unfortunately I wound up moving to Miami shortly afterwards, so I didn't really play out. I mean, she had a boyfriend too, so that was a little bit of
the plot.
Maybe that's why it was so quick.
Yeah, but she was a cool girl. I like her. All right, let's see. Let's go to the next thing. Question for Marcus, or I guess will be question for everyone. How do I use more range or expression and charisma when speaking? That's an interesting question.
It's a good question, but it's just how, I don't know. The how is crazy. Like something you have to just practice.
I think when you're confident, I think when you're confident in the situation and you just have that don't give a fuck mentality, you'll naturally have a range of expression and charisma.
It also comes from a place of real excitement. Like, is your life cool? You should, I always tell my clients, like, you should be able to tell your life story and be happy to tell it if need be, from start to finish, with a lot of excitement and cool things to say about it. Like, there should be a sense of enthusiasm along with that, story that you tell. I feel like if you don't have any, I look at some people like, nah, what am I going to talk about? I have nothing cool to talk about. Well, then start developing some of these cool stories, make your life cooler, you know what I mean? Or just do something in life, accomplish something, be proud of something. I'm sure when you're proud of something, you're excited to tell your friends or share it to your family, you know what I mean? So it just generally happens naturally.
I don't know if you guys are like this, but like I like sort of like in my day-to-day life, like I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I crack a lot of jokes, but like I mainly just work and shit. Like I don't think I'm the most exciting person. But when I want to like charm someone, like either girl from cold approach, or like for example, I want to network with this person, or like when I met my girlfriend's parents and stuff like that. Like I just have this ability to become charming if I decide I want to. But it takes energy, so I don't usually turn it on unless I like want to for that situation to like be charming. I don't know. Are you guys like that too or not?
What you're saying makes sense. Yeah, what you're saying is making sense. You got to want to be charming. That's like a key ingredient. If you don't want to be, yeah, that would kind of overlap with what I'm saying a little bit about, like, you got to really want to share your life story because you're proud of it, or you're proud of an accomplishment. You'd be excited about it naturally. You don't have to fake it too much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, maybe he could do this. One assignment I use for some of the guys is I have them pick a topic that they're passionate about and practice speaking about it for about a minute. You'll get in the habit of talking with passion and talking with some enthusiasm. And if you're a guy who's not used to that, just practicing by yourself at home or while you're driving, maybe something comes on the podcast you're listening to, or you hear something on the news. I'm sure Alex has a lot of passion for things he hears on a daily basis. Maybe there's a news story or something that triggered you, and you want to talk about it. Just talk about it for about a minute, and practice that, dude. Practice tapping into, like, when you feel an emotion to something, just talk about it and see if that helps.
But being charming, like being able to be charming, is very useful. Like,
Right.
I've like all my girlfriends, including my current one, like my exes, like all their parents like me. Like, it's when you're dating someone, it's important that their parents like you, right? So it's like I've never had a really hard time getting like my current girlfriends or my ex-girlfriends, like family, to like me. Or if I like am being introduced to someone who I want to do collab with, I've never had a hard time like kind of being charming around that person. So but I mean, I did back in the day, but I haven't in a while. So it is definitely a very useful skill to have.
Yeah.
Being charming, by the way, in my opinion, charm is different from charisma. So like, for instance, Conor McGregor is a very charismatic guy, but I would never call him charming. He inspires people, but he's not a charming dude. So you can be charismatic without being charming, but charm, I believe, is showing interest in the other person and being kind. That's what I believe it is.
I think it's more than that. I think that's part of it. But I think it's also being someone who is the other person is like excited about, or is like, this person is interesting, or I want to just keep talking to this person. I don't know. But yeah, you might be right. You should invite Alex Rosen, Exposes PDFO. Well, actually, I think Alex Rosen is actually, from what I know, does a pretty good job on his channel. So but I haven't watched too much of that stuff. Is it a turn off to women if a guy looks like his profile AI or not is too manicured? Isn't it? Is it a turn off a guy's profile is too manicured? Isn't it equivalent to a guy who looks like he takes longer than her to get ready? I don't know what you mean by manicured though. Like,
I think he means if the photo looks too good. Isn't that the same as like wearing makeup or something like that? You're trying too hard.
Manufactured? Did he mean? Like manufactured, like it's just artificial?
No, he's saying like if it looks, I think Lloyd is right when it looks like it's like too like whatever, I guess like you want to have natural looking photos. So by default, if you have natural looking photos, they're not going to be manicured, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the Unreal photos that well, at least the ones you showed us, I think they look pretty normal, honestly. It just just look better, you know. So I don't think it looks too put together. At least the ones that I've seen of Alex.
What is your opinion on Alex Social's concept of 4 times rule that you only take rejection after trying 4 times?
Oh my god.
I don't know. What do you guys think about this? This used to be a big thing like 10, 15 years ago.
What does he mean?
I don't even know.
The 4 times
He's
rule is
trying 4
essentially
times.
like, this is Alex that used to work for RSD, then he became Alex Social. I've actually had him on my channel before, but this basically means that you might try to approach a girl up to 4 times. If she rejects you the 4th time, then you would move on. But it's like you can approach a girl up to 4 times. I don't know. If a girl
I really don't have a hardened rule. If that's what somebody chooses to do, and so be it. I think it's case by case. That's what's the ability to read a room is sometimes a little bit more important than following like hardened rules. Like, oh, that applies every single time. It does. It should. If it's something applies like every single solid, like I don't know. There's something about that rubs me.
Well, it's a general guideline, but I think it's, for me, it's more like the two time rule. Like, I don't, if a girl, it's very rare that I'll approach a girl a 2nd time if she rejects me initially. But let's say, for example, we have a moment, we lock eyes or whatever. I might approach her a 2nd time, but I won't approach her a 3rd time if she rejects me. That's just, I don't know. I think probably 4 times is overkill.
I did a video. I mean, this guy was in my comments today. I did a video about, because I had a student that like really, it put him over the edge about persistence and like taking a 2nd swing. Like his initial step was really good. Like, you are absolutely beautiful. She would stop, she would smile, and then just keep it pushing because we're doing street sets. So normally I'm like, there's an element of persistence that needs to be here. I'll usually do like a 2nd swing and try to either step front or be like, hold on a minute. Be like, no, 1 second. You know what I mean? Like that element. And then she's like, oh, what's up? So then you really have to give it like 1 or 2 swings to really, and then she says, no, I'm not interested. You can let her go. But if guys are looking for the first swing, if she doesn't hit, to just walk away, that's like Chad level interest right away. And that's not going to happen all the time. They're going to naturally walk away. Like, you have to give a little bit of, I usually give a little bit of persistence. If I would have missed out on so many girls had I just let, after my first attempt, just her walk past me. I'm talking about moving sets. You know what I mean? So like, she's programmed to just keep it pushing. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to be like, hold on 1 second. Wait a second. Oh, thank you. And she just keeps it moving. Boom. You get in front of her. You say something 1 more time. No, hold on 1 second. Like, and then you're like, introduce yourself. Oh, what's up? And what's your name? Then you get her hooked and you can, get her emotions going. But yeah, this idea you let them go after 1 shot is crazy to me. But
yeah, I agree.
Recently found Friends with Benefits was trying to have a relationship with a guy I introduced her to. Once I found out, she blocked him. Do you enforce any boundaries on Friends with Benefits relationships? And this is kind of like a personal preference.
It's
but
case by case basis, obviously.
Yeah, if it's a girl who's just friends with benefits, I usually don't like pry too deeply into her like personal life unless it affects me. Yeah, I guess I would probably be annoyed, but I would probably be much more annoyed with the guy that who's a friend of mine who's trying to fuck the girl that I'm dating than would be with the girl that I'm friends with benefits with than the girl I'm friend. Like, I think I'd probably be much more annoyed with the guy in question. But yeah, like when you're not in a relationship, when you're just like casually fucking each other and you're fucking other girls and she's seeing other guys, you don't really have much of a leg to stand on. I mean, you can express, you can be like, hey, I'm just not comfortable with this. And then the ball's in her court, whether she wants to go along with it or she wants to, not, basically.
There's a lot of context to this. This sounds like someone you may be interested in something long term, or you're catching feelings for someone like this. How many days a week are you seeing her? How many times a day are you talking to her? Like that should be, there's a lot more information we need to know about this. But yeah, generally, if you're worried about something like this, then yeah, you guys are a little bit more than maybe friends with benefits. You're catching feelings for this girl. So it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, if he introduced her to like one of his guy friends and then she wants to date him, like, dude, even if it's a friends with benefits, like, I'd be pissed. Like, don't fucking do that.
Yeah,
but
I would probably.
Another guy. If it's another guy that you don't really know, but maybe you introduced her to him, yeah, I don't know. I would be maybe a little annoyed, but it's none of my business because she's free to date who she wants.
I agree with Alex. I'd be kind of pissed at the guy too. I'd be like, you fucking loser. Why you? I wouldn't want a friend like that. That's ridiculous. There's plenty of girls out there. Why are you? That's whack. That means he's leveraging off girls that I'm banging. I mean, I have to express that. I generally do to like guys that are around me a lot. I'd be like, dude, if you don't fucking do anything, you know. But it is what it is.
Yeah, you gotta have got bro code on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I get better tonality? I come across as nervous and awkward. The solution is not really to focus on your tonality, but to stop being nervous and awkward. Desensitize yourself so you're more comfortable cold approaching girls, and practice not giving a fuck, and then your tonality will improve naturally.
Yeah, I would agree.
I actually have an exercise that he can do. You guys seen Wolf of Wall Street?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but no, not from start to finish. I gotta watch it. I heard it was good.
The movie hilarious. Like it's one of my favorite. I every time I watch that movie, I'm like laughing nonstop. There's a scene where Leo is talking to Matthew McConaughey, and Matthew McConaughey is basically like beating his chest. He's like, so he's doing that shit. They actually saw Matthew McConaughey doing that as a vocal warm up before he went and did the scene. And
Nice.
Martin Scorsese liked it so much that he wanted to incorporate it into the scene that they were filming. That is a vocal exercise that you can do that will naturally deepen your voice. And so you don't really need to beat your chest that hard. I think they just do it for fun so they can kind of play around with their vocal cords. But if you're like, ooh, 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 and you just get as low as you can, try and make it a guttural sound that will actually lower your voice for a little bit afterwards. So they do it because, you know, guys in movies, it's better to have a deep voice if you're like an action star, especially. But that can actually help your vocal tonality get lower.
But Alex is right, though. How's he going to address? Like, I think these are two separate issues. I mean, how's he going to address his nerves and awkwardness? That I don't think that's coming from his tone. Now, maybe it's influencing.
That doesn't help
tonality.
with the nerves or awkwardness.
Yeah.
It will make you sound deeper.
Yeah, right. Go see your local Go see your local psychiatrist.
Talk to more people, dude. You'll get better as time goes on. You know, you get social momentum, and even an awkward person, if they've talked to like 20 people in a row and they're feeling good, like, you know, they'll be pretty social.
Yeah.
Regarding friends with benefits, sounds like this guy had no idea about the bro code, had no idea he came off as a happy-go-lucky friend, didn't know. He probably knows, he just didn't care. I think it's kind of common sense. Either way, this is not a person you want to maintain any kind of friendship or relationship with. Most like I think it's common sense. I think most people know that you probably shouldn't do that with your friends.
Yeah, 100%. You guys will play dumb too, but what, bro? Really? I had no idea, bro. My bad.
It might be less like I guess our generation of guys. I'm assuming all you guys are in your 30s, right? But these guys, who knows? Maybe these guys are in their low 20s. It's like the total, like, no integrity, just like digital friends. I have no idea what, like, how that dynamic would work. But yeah, that typically, like, all my friends would know better to not do something like that. That's crazy. But I know nowadays it's a totally different animal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, okay. Alex, how to overcome the husband and boyfriend objections if they seem real? Or I feel like I addressed this recently, but a girl who tells you she has a boyfriend or a husband, and like when she says that, like when you a girl who wants to cheat who has a boyfriend or husband is probably not going to mention that she has a boyfriend or husband. If a girl's telling you that, it means either she has a boyfriend or husband or she's not interested. But either way, at that point, I would just bounce. Like, I don't really see the point of pursuing. Like, if I'm like, we should grab a drink sometime, and the girl's like, I have a boyfriend, I'll be like, okay, all right, cool, nice to meet you. Like, I didn't see the point of pushing it further than that. There's like plenty of girls and plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah, I agree. I just take it as a sign of disinterest, and I'll move on to somebody who is.
Yeah, like, what are you going to do? Like, oh, can I see a photo of you guys together? Okay, but this could be a friend. Can I see the marriage certificate?
Could be a fake, yeah.
Is there any photos of you guys having sex? Because that will really confirm it for me.
Back when I had less morals, when I was first getting started, and I was just like an animal, I didn't really like care about anything. It was like, There was a really hot woman who worked across the street from my father's office, and she had approached me at a bar, and she's like, she was knowingly married. She had a ring and everything. She's like, you want to like start fucking or whatever. Basically, essentially, is what she was very direct with it. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So we started fucking. It turned out to be a nightmare, but like we were hanging out for like a month, and we used to have crazy sex. But again, I don't think nowadays I would be so inclined to do something like that. That's
yeah, that's a different situation. That's when a girl like who's married like basically makes a move on you. Essentially,
yeah.
This is
Exactly.
like when a guy's like trying to move things forward, and the girl's telling him I have a boyfriend. You know, it's like very different.
Okay.
Yeah, I've hooked up with girls who were married or had boyfriends, but yeah, not something I would do nowadays. All right, let's do like one last question. Okay, let's do this one. Tavi says verbal game is the most powerful form of game, and you should remember lines. But Owen Cook says what you say doesn't matter. Only a vibe and voice matter. You should improvise. Who's right? Well, they're both fucking idiots, so none of them are going to be right. But I mean, the truth is going to be somewhere in the middle. I don't believe in memorizing lines. I think that comes off really cringe. But I do think verbals matter. I don't know if it's the most powerful form of game. I think that, you know, you can build sexual tension through verbals, or you can do it through touch, or you can do it through strong eye contact and proximity. So I don't know if one is better or more powerful than the other. I think you should learn verbals as well as physical things. But yeah, I don't believe in memorizing lines.
Yeah, we're multifaceted human beings with strengths and weaknesses, and we have to look at that specifically. It's not just a right or wrong thing. It's not cookie cutter. You have to look at like what your strengths are. There is a happy medium here. There's not just one or the other. That's absolutely nonsense. Like, you know what I mean? You should have decent game, verbal game or whatever, and they kind of all should work together cohesively. You know what I mean? When, lean on your verbal skills when you're in a situation where you need to, and sometimes you don't need to lean on your verbal skills if you're in a club or a loud environment. So you have to they work together. You know what I mean? So it's not just one or the other. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Todd and Owen have different personalities. Todd is definitely. I've never met Todd. I've met Owen, but Todd is kind of the more technical, like step-by-step guy, and Owen is like he loves hearing the sound of his own voice, so he loves talking. He's a terrific speaker. If you're not a terrific speaker, then maybe memorizing some lines at the beginning might be the appropriate thing for you. If you feel like you are a good speaker, then hell yeah, just fucking let it rip and go off the cuff. But I find that some guys who are maybe a bit introverted and not used to talking to a lot of people, memorizing a few lines at the beginning or having some questions in your back pocket if you need them can help to start, but you don't always want to be relying on those in the future once you get better.
I think having like a few backup questions you could ask if you like run out of things to say is good. But when you're doing like exact lines, like scripts and stuff, I feel like you're losing.
Hold on, let me check my notes.
All right, let's do this one last question. How come most say you should smile on the approach, but in Scotty's and Allison Field they don't smile that much? Well, I don't know.
You guys do. I think you guys.
This guy has no idea what he's talking about, dude.
Yeah,
like I smile a lot.
I'm not like walking around like hello, like yeah, it's gonna come off creepy. You don't want to fake a facial expression, but I crack a lot of jokes and then I laugh at my own jokes. So see, I just did it right now. So
same here, dude. Again, it goes back to my last question. There's certain people like strengths and weaknesses we have, especially myself during that like a street set or something like that. I realized that I almost needed to smile, or else it would really drastically decrease my success rate. If I'm not like cracking a smile with these girls, they think I'm like, I come across as like a crazy maniac looking guy.
You don't
like
force smiles, like you.
No. You eventually practice it enough times where it feels natural. You know what I mean? And I should be consciously smiling when I see a beautiful girl. It works in my favor a lot more than if I just walk up with like a stoic face.
Yeah, I just never ever think about my facial expression when I'm cold approaching. I just not something that enters my mind. I trust my facial expressions will follow my words and actions, and make a joke, I'll laugh. If I like it's a more serious discussion, I'll be more stoic, right? It just depends on conversation. But there's really hard to find infield of me where I'm not cracking jokes. Almost impossible. Yeah. I definitely heavily leverage humor, like over leverage it, maybe some could say. So
think you guys do. And there's like I've seen you do this before, Scott. The smile is slight. So a lot of times, you might not be cheesing, but you'll be smiling with your eyes. You'll be like, "Oh yeah, is that right?"
Mhm.
Yeah. It's more of a
Eyes,
smirk.
your
It's a
eyes change a little bit. Yeah.
it's a sly smirk. You're exactly right, Lloyd. Yeah,
I think you just
sly
made
smirk.
like a really good point that I forgot about. But
Yeah,
when you fake
nailed
a
it.
smile, it usually doesn't reach your eyes, and then the girl will think something is off. Like a lot of books I read, they'll like fiction books. They'll say like, "Yeah, he was smiling, but the smile didn't reach his eyes." And like that's true. You can when someone's faking a smile, it's usually just unless you're like a great actor, you usually can't get it 100%. Your eyes won't reflect that. So you can almost have like the I don't know, like what do you call them, like smiley eyes, where the eyes are like kind of like open and like just give an open vibe. I don't know. It's kind of hard sometimes to put this stuff into words, honestly. But
it's a great point, Lloyd. You made a really good point. It's more of like a sly smirk, and yeah, with the eyes. That's a great point. Yeah, it's not like this like corny ass fucking like you're cheesing the whole time. Like it's it's not like that.
I've never seen either of you cheese. Maybe if Alex is being funny, he would do that, but I've never seen either of you do it. But I have seen both of you, especially you, Scotty. Like you smile a lot. It's very slight, and it's with mostly the eyes.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I
I've seen
appreciate
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I just like cracking jokes, and then either the girl laughs or sometimes she doesn't. But then I laugh anyway, so it's a win-win. But yeah, cool. Good.
Lloyd, where do you live? Are you in Florida or?
I'm in Austin.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I love Florida, though. I should come visit you guys soon. Are you in Florida too?
Yeah. Me and Alex are like pretty close to each other. Yeah.
Scotty lives in my basement.
You guys soon.
Yeah. Come through.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. All right, guys. Just quickly tell the people where they can find your channel.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you can find me at a.single.guy on IG, and then on YouTube it's TheSingleGuy. I am not single, but that's my channel.
Cool. All right, Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty GLL YouTube. And then actually it's Scotty_GLL, and then ScottyWingman.com. You can check out my site and stuff like that, and books.
And his name is also not Scotty, so you guys have that in common. But my name is Alex, but I go by Playing with Fire. So my first name is Playing, my last name is Fire. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys next week.
Later, guys.
Peace.